Hi everybody, welcome to the Fireside chat with the solo streamers. My name is Dan, I'm the influencer manager here at Nexon, and I manage the solo streamers.
Yes, and I'm Joe. I am a social media marketing manager here at Nexon, working on Mabinogi and everything else.
Hi everyone, I'm your community manager, RC or Arcelia.
And of course, I'm your other community manager, Elabon.
And I want to thank all you solo streamers for coming down here, so just give a quick round of applause for yourself. And yeah, it would be great if you guys could introduce yourself and talk about, the type of content you guys create. Starting with you.
Yeah. Hello, I'm Fierlyt, also known as Rixie in game. I make a lot of guide and tutorial content, cover a lot of the updates.
My name's Hero. I kind of just make anything that comes to my mind as long as I can think of an interesting way to kind of put it out there.
I'm Tamara, and I am also Mabinogi on YouTube. You might know me doing some Mabby interviews with some players.
And I'm Jade, your local wandering artist of Erinn, and I do a lot of art content and stuff, community events.
I'm OriginsFury. You can also just call me Fury. I am on Twitch at OriginsFury and in-game as OriginsFury, all caps, loud as possible. Shout the name. I internally shout it every time. I do all sorts of content in-game. I usually do closer to end-game to mid-game content. I carry people through content, and I also prolifically show up in other people's projects. Whether they're streaming, I'll just pop in with VC and hang out with them. So I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
I'm Lilacsblooms. I'm your average Chihuahua-like VTuber. I mostly stream content with Mabinogi, giveaways, fashion, and all around just to hang out and have a good time. I've been playing this game for about 16 years, so being here is a crazy, a dream come true. So I'm really, really excited.
I'm Itzay, also known as Itzay. I'm most commonly known for the Mabinogi Murder Mystery series that I've been doing and the Mabinogi Origins.
So how long has everyone been playing Mabinogi for? Let's just kind of get that. I know it's been a long time, it's been out for a while, but let's go ahead and date ourselves by...
For me, it was February of 2009. As soon as the Area as a continent came out, that's when I joined. The very first day, I didn't know it was the first day, but I couldn't actually get onto the game because it was so full back then. All of the channels, I could not get in. But that was when I joined.
I'm more recent, I guess, to a lot of people. I started playing just before Saga started. And that was so fun because Saga released in episodes every week, right? So it was every week I'd walk in and be like, oh, a new episode of Saga, I can't wait. And I was pretty new to the game too. So I was like, oh, this is so fun. They're doing this weekly content updates. That's awesome.
I started back in 2014, 2015. My girlfriend got me into the game and she's like, hey, you should try playing this with me. I've been playing it since almost beta. Either she started playing in beta or it was around generation 2 when that first came out. So she's been playing a lot longer than me. But I initially started playing with her and she's like, let's go commercing. So my earliest memories of Mabby are me picking up dual guns because it was one of the most recent talents that came out, and I was like, I want to use magic guns. Yeah. Why is my damage not great? Split between strength and intelligence. So I initially got strong purely so I could defeat commerce bandits. Which in hindsight seems like such a low bar, but here I am now. I wouldn't have even gotten this far without her introducing me.
Shout out to strength and intelligence to me.
Shout out to Belladonna Nightshade. Not your guessing.
Anyone else talk about their first time experiences with Mobby?
Well, like I said, I was here since 2008, so 16 years I've been playing the game. It's amazing to see how much Mabinogi has grown and changed. All the quality of life updates versus the struggle of the past, where when you went up when you would die in a dungeon, all your stuff would just drop on the floor if it wasn't blessed. And I've lost a lot of expensive things in that game because of it. But in the end, it just continues to get better. And I know you guys are all working hard for helping and trying to grow the community and like the game even further. And it's getting a lot of traction. I've noticed that as well. And so it just makes me so happy to start streaming and playing my own game. And being in like the community was like my favorite game since I was like middle schooler. So
Yeah, it's always so inspiring whenever like we see like even every comment from like either in Discord or social, and it's like seeing people express like how long they've been playing the game and just how much like nostalgia the game has. It's always just really inspiring to see that kind of like level of commitment, especially for you guys who how long you've been playing for. But it's funny. So you mentioned you've been playing since Generation 2.
No, my girlfriend.
Your girlfriend is playing
since Gen 2.
Yeah.
I started in like 2014, so I think like Saga was the newest thing around that time.
As an MMO, what do you think Mabinogi does different from every other MMO out there that makes it such a long-lasting game right now?
You're not limited to classes.
Yeah,
You can be everything at the same time.
that's the big thing, is being able to do kind of everything on one character and kind of be able to design the character the way you envision it. You know, a lot of players will like picture their character as like this archer that maybe has like some ninja skills or something, or like they have a specific idea of what they want the character to be. And just another layer to that is the fashion. You can actually make the character look how you want it to look. I know the dye system and everything is so unique to Mabi, where you can fully customize the outfits to just an insane level.
And customizing in general for Mabi, we have a ton of, fashion-wise, we have a ton of outfits. We can mix and match everything.
Yep.
And now you can mix and match the motions used on the outfits as well.
Yeah.
And then also being able to save different hairstyles, eyes, facial. Like I bought so many presets because I like to cosplay in Mabinogi, so I can instantly change how my character looks, eyes, skin color, and to just be able to switch to that cosplay. And then I have my outfit saved, and it's just so quick to switch. And like it's the only game that I've ever experienced. And I've tried a few MMOs, but I can't stick to it because I'm like, Mabi does this better. I like this better in Mabi. Like this is like I can't customize my character. I can't dye this armor. I don't want it.
Yeah, the social aspect too of the game, I find playing like other MMOs, it doesn't really capture like that just hanging out and talking to people and just vibing. And I think that's like one of the big charms about the game is like a lot of people just drop in, hang out with friends, chat, and then log off. So it's just a game that really gives you freedom in like every aspect of how you play.
There's a lot of stuff that you can do in the game that doesn't even relate to combat, the main quest line or anything. Like mini games and just side stuff that you can do for fun with your group of friends. And it's kind of hard to find some of that in other MMOs. They're more just combat focused. So it's nice to see other things instead of you play however you want to play, essentially.
Events too.
Oh, yeah.
And you're not pigeonholed into, oh, I'm only doing life talents. I'm only doing the crafting stuff. You can go from doing Crombass or Glenburna, the hardest content in the game currently, and then just immediately go to Tier Canal and just start harvesting barley and wheat. So you just see some of the strongest players in the game just doing their daily chores for holy water or whatever they're doing.
Or cosplaying as a milkman.
Or cosplaying as a milkman and selling the milk in Dunbar.
Shout out to Milkman, yep.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask our lovely community managers over here, what's been your experience just within the Mabinogi community, just interacting with them? Obviously, you do streams, you're in Discord daily with them.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about just your experiences with the community here so far.
We do everything, and this is probably the best community to do everything with, Our options are unlimited whenever we want to do, just hang out with everybody and maybe crash a couple channels because it's a little bit too crowded, or, Elabon's magnificent Maestro concerts and everything that we've held recently. We just have such a loving and heartwarming community full of people that are enthusiastic to be there, people that want to appreciate every little detail. And so
We try and give everyone the same level of affection and care, whether you're a brand new player starting out for the very first time to our most prominent longtime players who are clearing Crombass and other in-game dungeons with ease. So I think that's the community's manager's personal touch towards the community is also what helps build the community become more close-knit and magnificent that you can't really find in other communities.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite things to do is kind of just hop around on the Mabinogi Twitch channel, and I love to just look at some of our new content creators, some people that are just enjoying the game, commercing, anybody if they're just doing a little miscellaneous task and say hello, see how they're enjoying everything, and just get to check in. So that's probably the best part of our job, honestly, just being able to be so personable with everyone.
Even before I was a Soul streamer, RC showed up in my chat, and I was like, wait a minute, is that official? Hi!
Yes.
Suddenly on my best behavior.
That's what exactly how it.
I still see her show up in, Bella's channel. She'll show up in my friend Maidu's Twitch whenever he streams. She shows up in all sorts of streamers' chats, just lurking, just watching, hanging out. And it feels like we're actually being seen rather than just, mindless corporate entity overlording. No, it feels more interwoven, like we're seen, we're heard, and it makes the difference as community managers. So I think they're both doing a great job.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to, the community managers and anyone who has, worked in this game. There's a lot of stuff behind the scene that goes around, such as approving Soul Streamer events, Soul Streamer prizes. So there's just a lot of stuff that happens behind the scene that a lot of people don't get to see, but, just shout out to the whole Mabinogi team in general. And a lot of this content you guys create, the community managers I've noticed that the community managers are always trying to participate in it. So it's always good to see that relationship building with the community and with the with our team as well.
I do want to kind of take a little bit of a question from Mobby Nerd's playbook. I know he recently came out with a little bit of a documentary, so I do want to go around the room and just ask everybody individually. Maybe some of you have already answered it, but what is your fantasy life?
I guess my fantasy life, essentially for Mabby, is it's a game that allows you to be endlessly creative and enjoy the content however you wish. And seeing that in a game that has such a tight-knit community and being able to interact with that tight-knit community is amazing. I just hit 100 portrait streams, and it's almost over 1,000 people I've drawn at this point. And seeing how many people keep showing up, even though they're like, I just want to hang out and see about art and talk about the game and enjoy the community together. I think the fantasy life is definitely being able to express yourself in the game and play however you wish to play.
I still need to try and make it to one of those. I always seem to they're busy or streaming my Glen Berna runs on that Saturday, so...
Yeah, well, sometimes I hold special events outside of the usual banquet. Also,
so like I said, I've been playing this game since middle school. This was essentially my comfort game. This is something that no matter what kind of cruddy life situation I was in, I could always log on and live my fantasy life when it comes to socializing with friends, dressing up and looking how I want, to be working as a team to clear dungeons and hard missions, or just to hang out by a campfire. So I remember early days when we would just sit in CR Kyre dungeon and just waiting for people to be able to get past us to join into an intermediate run, and we're just all sitting around, multiple people in different groups, and we're just talking and hanging out. And you can still do that today. You could do that at Glen, you can do that at Crom, you can do that in Dunby, you could do that at Tech and it's it's still my favorite game. It's still my comfort, and I love to log in, learning new things. No matter how much I've played this game, I'm always learning something new.
I did answer Mommy Nerds as well. I can't remember what I said for it, but I feel like it would probably be along the same lines as, you meet a lot of people during, your time in this game. And, I think my fantasy life is continuing to build relationships within the game. And obviously, coming here now, meeting a lot of you too. Like, that's great. That's amazing. So I think, I think that's my answer. It's just build relationships within the game.
Right. Yeah, your answers kind of encapsulate essentially what Mabinogi is, which is like there's not just one way to play. There's not just one way to answer. There's so many different ways that you can either interpret the question or just interpret how you want to play the game.
Exactly. I think that actually makes it really hard for me to answer because I think it's changed as I've played Maddie. Over the years, what that looked like has changed. Like in the beginning, it was very much just me playing with my family. Like my brother and my mom and my grandma all played together. And then it was about the friends that I made and like the guilds that I was in, and really close ties that I had with those friend groups. And then now it's kind of evolved as my character gets stronger. Like I was blitzing through the story content, so it became less about the story, less about like the guilds, and now it's just like the community as a whole and kind of all the new friends I've made since starting making content. And I know for a while for me also it was about like roleplay. There was a lot of a roleplay community back in the day with Mabby where like your character was a character. You could play it as that character and like respond to other people in character in the game and they'd play along with you. I kind of miss that. There's a little there's less of that.
I think that's pretty close to what my fantasy life is too, honestly. I've never really created like a persona for myself in an MMO before, but there's something about Mobby that makes me want to be something that I'm not. I might be a community manager and I might look the way that I do, but I get to be, again, kind of like what we talked about earlier, I get to be anything I want in game,
Mm-hmm.
So I really love just the creative aspect and the freedom and the liberties that I get with that. And I know that that's kind of such a small fraction of the game and how customizable everything could be, but I think that that's definitely my fantasy life of do what I want.
Love it.
I know you have one. That's your answer.
I wasn't going to push.
Yeah, I was looking at it, I was like, huh.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, as everyone else has said, it's for a community manager, it's also quite unique having to basically have two different personas in a sense, your personal character and of course your official characters. With my personal character, of course, I'm much more into life skills, especially blacksmithing. I don't know what it is about it, but that skill, it just got it. It's my goal when I first started the game was to try and be the best blacksmith in the game. Collect all necessary gear for it, whether it was patronware, obtain the necessary enchants, the titles. I'm a big commerce because of it, so I can get those quality potions. Everything that I go into my personal character is for trying to make top-notch blacksmithing gear. And then on Elabon's side, I'm more of a down-to-earth and more friendly, engaging with the entire community. So I'm playing multiple fantasy lives, just one as well. So
well, I did just want to talk a little bit about, and I know it's Korea, but the 20th anniversary, we just went out there. Do you guys were you able to catch any sort of the streams, any announcements coming out? How are we feeling about the 20th anniversary as a part of it?
The aesthetic of the new talent that they showed off is absolutely needed so bad. Also, the best part about that I saw during that is you can customize the tarot card. And I was like, hello? Can get that now? Yes, absolutely. So exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, me? Okay.
You're the one with the Unreal 5.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess the biggest thing is like all the overhauls that they're doing to the UI, to roll over into like Unreal Engine. It's just going to clean the game up. And I think like the new dying system is really cool because it's on the Korean microsite.
Yeah.
If you go check, it's just great changes and a great quality of life. And I think it'll bring a lot of new life into the game.
So for those of you that might not know, Mabinogi is working on its Mabinogi Eternity, which is when it's, processing over to the Unreal Engine 5. And we have been working our best to translate all of our blogs and everything to keep up with those notices. So hopefully we'll be able to have more to share regarding that. But definitely looking forward to, all of the advancements with Unreal Engine 5. And just from the trailer alone that they showed, just absolutely blew me away. I remember sitting on the lawn while we were all watching the showcase together, and Loggy Nerd behind me kind of starts like tear up and whispers, and it's like, it's beautiful, but more than anything, it still looks like Mobby. And like that really kind of echoed in my brain, like no matter what, it still does look like Mobby. And, it's something that we'll probably love just the same, if not more.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you have any last remarks? So I consider you guys all experts of Mabinogi, obviously. If there's one tip you guys can give for a new player, and I want everyone to try to answer this, what would it be?
Fierlyt.
Right here.
Just
do love it.
I would actually say check out like most of the systems in the game, like fashion, look at pets, look at just everything. Then going to Latin, obviously, but yeah, I say that.
It's an oversimplification. There's obviously way more to the game than just, tutorial system.
I know a lot of people get into the game but they do things like, I know one of my friends got really interested in the game actually for the food trucks. They had no idea there were food trucks at pets, but then they could fly. And that was selling point, right? But then also, other things like playing music and being able to compose your own music, things like that.
Also, don't be afraid to ask for help. Honestly, the Mabby community can have its ups and downs, but I feel like if you ever asked anybody for help, they go way beyond to try to get them to where they need to be and help them with whatever quest they have. I, for one, always, if anybody tells me they're a returning player or they're new to the game, where are you? I'm going to come find you. I'm going to help you with whatever you're doing right now. Let's go.
Yeah. I would say definitely. If you have the opportunity and the courage to do it, ask the community and find somebody who can be your mentor. Because that's how I ended up getting into the game. I had somebody that was my friend and they mentored me through the beginnings of the game, because I feel that's the hardest part about Mabby is the initial tutorial. And then once you figure that out and have a bit more courage to experience the game, then go out and explore and try different things. And then you can find what in the game that you actually want to do. And don't feel scared about doing something that someone else is. Don't be worried if you may want to do the story.
I also wouldn't be worried about making mistakes early on. I know a lot of people have that like nervousness or anxiety of like messing up, like, oh, what if I mess up this thing? It's impossible with the way that the tutorial is set up these days to put yourself in a situation where you're permanently behind or anything like that. You're set to go. Just take your time with it and ask questions if you have questions.
And as far as asking questions goes, when I was at that point, I didn't really have anyone that I could rely on. So when I was bored at work, I just read the wiki all day. And that was where all of my questions went to. The wiki is expansive. There's all sorts of player-made guides out there. So if it's something you feel like it's a frequently asked question, there's plenty of stuff on YouTube and on the Reddit and on the Discord and all that. Just reach out and find those resources. But again, ask a player. We're all over. We love helping new people. You'll have people sitting in Tier Canal waiting for new players to spawn in for the first time. Here you go. Here's a bag and a cute outfit, and I'm going to take you to where you need to go next.
Yeah.
So,
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
people burn themselves out on the game and never play it again. They try to get everything done in 2 weeks. They're like, no, I'm down to fix it.
There's 20 years of feature creep. Take your time. Please take your time. 26 generations of stories. 23, because 436 was eerie. Anyways. Don't burn yourself out. Take your time. Ask questions. Enjoy your fantasy life.
That was also going to be my advice. You know, there's so much to do, and you also one out of the world to find. So really, just take your time, and it's okay to take things step by step, even if you're, as slow as can be.
Perfect. All right. Well, we want to thank you guys once again for being out here. It's always such a great experience to be able to talk with you guys. I know you guys have said it before, but going from just seeing your text on Discord to being able to just talk to you guys in person is always such a welcoming experience. And just for again, I think I shared with everybody here, but the passion that you guys have just makes us want to work so much more harder. And continue just being, amazing with you guys and for you guys to be amazing with us. So thank you guys once again so much for coming on out. Daniel, any final remarks?
Yes, that's enough. But from what Joe just said, like he said, again, thank you so much for, your commitment and devotion to Mabinogi and the Social Mirrors program. Thank you to the Mabinogi team. Thank you to the video team. Thank you to all the viewers, the community, and to all the players. And we'll see everybody at the Macro Mixer. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
It was.
Oh, but
Okay.